friend of mine, and I've sat in conversations with him when he's talked about what it was like to grow up in the Kennedy family. His grandfather would make them stand at the end of the table and recite, having memorized very long poems before they'd be allowed to eat at dinner. And his own father would drive through impoverished neighborhoods and say, "These are your people. These who we protect, not the people that can protect themselves, those who are not capable of handling their own issues or need to be helped." And so in that family, look at how many senators and politicians that run, different sporting events and take care of handicapped. I mean, is it genetic? I mean, is that genetic? Is it just simply because if you're born at Kennedy, that means you just do something? Or is it how they're socialized in that family to make a difference? Maybe we all can take a little playbook from that and say, you know what? I want my kids to be active. I want them to be out there. I want them to be able to speak their truth. Well, nobody does it better, and probably the statesman of this movement is Robert Kennedy Jr., and he, made his way into Europe just recently, just a few weeks ago, to speak in Italy, and this was that profound, prophetic, and dynamic moment.
No government in the history of mankind has ever relinquished power voluntarily. The power that they have taken away from us over the past 20 months, they will never give back. They have taken away our freedom of speech. They have closed the churches. They have taken away jury trials against companies, no matter how negligent they are, no matter how reckless they are, no matter how grievous your injury, you cannot sue that company. They have taken away our property rights in the United States. They closed 1 million businesses for a year with no just compensation and no due process. They have taken away our right to be free of warrantless searches and seizures and surveillance by the government. This is a global coup d'etat against liberal democracy across the planet. And all of these rights that were taken away from us, these governments said it was temporary, it was only 2 weeks, it would be over. In truth, you can all see what's happening. They are taking those rights and they will never give them back unless we make them.
We've watched him speak to thousands of people all around the world, of course, here in the United States of America. He's really the statesman, I would say, both for the vaccine risk awareness movement, of course, one of the greatest environmental attorneys that the world has ever known. But the reason I want to talk about him today and have him on the show is because of this, the real Anthony Fauci. I just read this book, and I honestly cannot say enough. This may be the most important book of my lifetime, and I really mean that. We have been discussing on the High Wire Tony Fauci as we've gone through this pandemic. There's been a lot of conversations about, what is it he's doing, how much he's manipulating, the lies and the deceit, but nothing puts it together in a way like they have in this book. It's now the #1 seller on Amazon, bestseller on the New York Times list, Wall Street Journal, all of that without any help from the press, all in the backs of people that keep sharing this. It's my honor and my pleasure to be joined right now by Robert Kennedy Jr.